Councilman Molesky in attendance. We also have Mayor Corcoran, Chief Building Official Mr. Furston here, Safety Service Director Armbruster here, Law Director Moriarty is also present. Minutes, you have before you the Building and Lands meeting, committee meeting minutes of November 4th, 2019. Are there any corrections on the minutes? Hearing none, the minutes stand approved. We are here to discuss the following: T49, 2020, an ordinance amending NRCO section 1446.06, written notice of revocation, hearings and appeals. Mr. Mayor, if you give us a little insight, please.
Yeah, sure. So this was actually something that Councilman William Clinton had amended last year in 2019, and there were some changes that Mr. Furston was bringing to our attention and was asking for, and I will let him take it from there.
I recently had a contractor that did not like to follow our rules, and he was cited to mayor's court, and he was fined. And if that doesn't work, then our next step would be to revoke his registration, because we don't need those kind of people working in the city. The ordinance presently reads that we can only suspend it for 6 months. We thought a little stronger approach was necessary. And if that 1-year suspension as proposed doesn't work, then the ordinance provides for a 5-year to really get their attention. That same contractor has left 3 North Ridgeville residents requiring variances because of the work that he did. And if they don't get the variances, then he's gonna have to go back and change it. If not, then we have to go after his bond. And at that point, I'd like to revoke his registration. So that's the sum and substance of it. I mean, we give people ample opportunity to comply. We bend over backwards. This is the last resort if we can't get their attention.
Thank you. Mr. Furston, what would be an example of a discrepancy that would require a hearing from you, for instance?
Certain contractors, or not certain contractors, all contractors, we require an inspection. And if they fail to call an inspection repeatedly, then that would be justification to revoke their registration, because we don't see what they do. In some instances, that could be a huge safety concern. And we never know when that contractor is going to be ready. So it's their obligation to call us when they're through with the work, or at some point that we need to inspect it.
Would starting work without a permit at all also constitute reasoning for a hearing?
If a contractor constantly did that, but again, we try and give them latitude. We try and work with people. A lot of the residents don't know that they always need a permit for something. So we're not trying to penalize someone like that. But someone that knows and repeatedly does it, then yes, that might be an instance where we would contemplate revoking their registration.
Thank you. Does anybody else in the committee have any questions or comments?
Question, 12 months, do you think is sufficient?
For the first offense, yes. I think that's enough to get anybody's attention. I mean, some of these contractors, they do a lot of work in North Ridgeville, and that would hurt if they couldn't come back into North Ridgeville and work for a year.
Now, again, can a resident call the building department and ask if the particular contractor they're discussing their job with is in good standing with North Ridgeville?
Yeah, I mean, we don't try and advertise it, but yes, we can tell them if we've had any outstanding complaints or problems with the contractor, yes. Because you're not trying to ruin somebody's reputation, but at the same token, you don't want the resident to get stuck with something that, you know, is undesirable.
Are you happy with how it's amended? Are you good with that?
Yes.
I know a lot of cities around North Ridgeville have varying degrees of penalties for this kind of thing. Goes from an ordinance like we have written already to up to and include criminal action against them. And some cities have sole discretion past 5 years to whatever the building official wants to do. I don't personally mind the city of North Ridgeville having a quality building department that makes it hard to get by skipping codes, skipping ordinances at all. Does the administration have any questions or comments?
I just have a question. I'm assuming, Guy, then, if there's comments that you're gonna make back to the homeowner, those comments are written in the file, that's where you're picking them up, and that would be public record anyway, is that correct?
Yes.
Do any council members in the audience have any questions or comments? Okay, so we're doing something brand new here. City Hall's closed because of what's going on around us. Tara Pete, our council clerk's on the phone right now. Tara, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, Tara is remotely watching this YouTube feed and she's gonna offer any comments from the audience. Tara, are there any comments?
Currently, there are no comments.
Okay, that being said, I'd like to entertain a motion to recommend City Council to approve this ordinance as written.
Move to approve?
Second?
Okay, all in favor? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so that being said, there's no further business before this committee. This meeting is adjourned.